Hello guys, welcome to a Trading Parrot. I have a very dark view of the trading markets in the future. I think the way we know trading markets, not just crypto, but stocks and any assets in general, are going to change dramatically. And we're not talking about even in the next 10 years. I'm talking about a couple of years in the future. I think there is a revolution coming and it's just about to happen. Let me remind you something. Every time there is a revolution, there's a vast majority of the people that suffer from this kind of situations, and a small fraction of the people that were visionaries are able to take advantage of that. Today, I'm going to talk about what I feel is the future of trading markets and how I think I envision is going to change in the next 2 years. If you haven't watched my videos before, I focus mostly on trading with crypto bots. I love doing technical analysis and writing scripts with crazy ideas for indicators. So naturally, I get exposed to a lot of people that are trading. They openly share new ideas that cover all the spectrums that you can imagine, from the most basic but still very effective ideas to very sophisticated ones that cover neuronal networks, artificial intelligence, and being exposed to all this information is really exciting. But at the same time, I'm starting to see a pattern, and that pattern is precisely what I want to talk to you, and I would like you to be as prepared as I think I need to be for what's about to come. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, hit the like, enable the notification bell, and the best thing that you can do for this channel is leave a comment down below. I would really like to know what are your thoughts, if you are as paranoid as myself in this topic that I'm about to cover, or if you think that things are just going to remain the same. So in order to explain my train of thoughts, I'm going to go back a little bit in time when I was starting my PhD in Universidad de Chile back in the day. That was before the 2000s, and during those days, we were starting to have the privilege of trying peer-to-peer music, what most people call stealing music using Kazaa, Emule, BitTorrent, and all these clients where people share their files and you can basically have access to all the music in the world. And just for your context, I grew up in an environment that was very difficult to get access to buy a CD. So most people consider themselves at that point lucky if you were able to buy a cassette brand new, and most of my friends were just copying cassettes, and some lucky ones were able to copy from a CD getting slightly higher quality. But I still remember the day that I sat down in front of the computer and for the first time I stared at this client that was allowing me to download any song I wanted. It was really exciting to just spend a few minutes thinking what was the next song that you wanted the computer to play. And before I lose you, this is very important to explain how I think this is going to translate into the trading markets. So during those days, I was very interested in writing music and performing with my band. So for me, it was very important that the music industry was going to be able to survive. But on the other hand, I wanted to get access to all this global library of music and limit 24/7. So it was a mixed feeling. I knew that by having access to that, I was going to be able to listen to so many songs that I never was able to do, literally downloading all the discographies and listen one by one. But on the other hand, those musicians, they were complaining because they were not able to sell. Fast forward, the music industry, we know what happened. So most of them went bankrupt. There were at some point only a few left. And this is very important because I expect this to happen to traditional markets, to trading. There's a few keywords that are going to resonate in this example when translated to the trading world. Eventually, the music industry tried to fight back. They didn't want to get obsolete with all these peer-to-peer clients, and they went after the ones that were centralized. For example, Emule and Kazaa, Napster, were the first ones to go down. And the reason is because they were centralized. They were easy to target for governments when all the music industry were complaining about them. And which ones are still surviving today? Well, If you do a quick search on Google, you're still going to be able to find BitTorrent, and maybe you get lucky and you can download some files from there. Nowadays, with Netflix and Amazon Prime and Disney, it's not really worth spending so much time searching for these files because pretty much all the new content, it's already available for a few bucks a month. But back in the day, it was very difficult to obtain it. So if you take the story of the music industry as a template and you wanted to apply all these things to what's going on now with trading, there are multiple perspectives that you can take outcomes and anticipate what could happen to the markets. We should expect a very quick transition into decentralized, and governments getting really itchy having all these people trading in an unregulated way, which for the governments this means you are not paying taxes, or even worse, money laundering and other things. But there's another thing that is coming, and it has nothing to do with the music industry, which is to do with artificial intelligence. And that's, for me, even a bigger challenge for the traditional markets to stay in the current state they are. I mean, let's face it, probably since early 60s and 70s, there was already some sort of algorithmic trading. People were trading things like, if RSI is below 30, I'm gonna buy, and if it's above 70, I'm gonna sell. And believe it or not, many people made money using some really basic strategies like that back in the day. As soon as algorithmic trading made the first steps, most of the basic strategies got completely wiped and front-run by stronger strategies. Money management, position size management, optimization, and all these tools created a massive edge for many traders, especially when we are talking about hedge funds and big corporates that they actually hire full teams to get in charge of these things. But now AI has made a breakthrough in terms of languages. For example, ChatGPT, it can trick a lot of people thinking that they're talking to an actual human being. And personally, I think they are still terrible as traders. The quality of the code that they write for Pine scripts, doing strategies and stuff like that, if you don't know anything about coding, probably stay away from that code because it will come with lots of errors and you will have to double check that the bot is doing something sensible. But what's really going to change everything forever, once developers finally manage to conquer trading with deep neuronal networks and they reach a level that is impossible to beat them, there will be a point where there is no other alternative than not being in the market, because these agents are going to be so sophisticated, using information from absolutely any source that you can imagine, simultaneously taking the best decisions that no human being can front run those agents. And when they are ready and they get deployed into the market, they are literally going to act like a sponge. They are going to suck in all the liquidity very quickly, and you will know because whatever move you make, they will anticipate it and they will take profit against you. Think about it. Someone could create one of these bots. It wouldn't take very long for that to really conquer the market. And we will see collapses of markets that we cannot even imagine right now. And I know what you're thinking. Many people have tried many neuronal networks to trade, myself included, and you can do some humble returns. But there's always still a point of break. Artificial intelligence is going to create those bots and it's going to train them and it's going to evolve them based on the feedback of the things that it's doing wrong, making them better and better and better, up to a point that you cannot outsmart them. To be honest, breakthroughs have happened many times in history, considering that we are coming from the times where people were trading reading a tape, just seeing a price and a volume, and some dudes got really good at trading just by staring at those numbers. With the introduction of live prices, with the telephone, with the internet, all of these things left a few players out of the game because they were stuck in the old ways. But here we are talking about something that is not necessarily about a new skill set that you need to learn. we're talking about a new class of traders that are currently just getting started. And who are those traders? In order to identify who could be these players, you have to look no further than all the players that are currently trying to dominate the AI game. So you have opengpt, you have Google competing, obviously Apple and Amazon trying to do their thing, and there might be a few other players that are also trying to aggregate all the information possible from all languages to generate a massive knowledge source. And it's a natural application of all of that into trading. And I think the biggest opportunity is nothing to do with sitting down and asking ChatGPT, write me a Pine script that makes me $1 million. I guarantee you that that won't get you absolutely anywhere. I think it's a matter of building something competitive that has access to all the information and can make decisions to trade. So the question is, will there be, for the common mortals around here, any chance to win against these future trading intelligent agents? Will there be any chance for us to front run them? Like, for example, people that are doing ICT or smart money concepts, trying to anticipate what big whales are doing. But what if someone deployed grid of agents trading in an interconnected way so that they are all talking to each other and manipulating the market as a whole? That gets even matrix scary. I think there are very interesting times ahead. The opportunities right now are evident, which are all to do with build everything that you can in this regards if you have the resources and the knowledge to do it. Do you think we stand a chance against these big AI companies in building something that can still win? Let me know in the comments, and I hope you found interesting this topic. I'm very passionate about the topic, and definitely I will enjoy talking for much longer, sharing a beer or something. But for now, leave me your comment and we'll carry on from there. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.